In the driver's seat of a motorized buggy, Quadamooka woman Yeri Muet does the rounds of campsites on North Stradbroke Island, or Stradit, off Brisbane and checks in on her guests. This is her country and now the campground is officially hers too. The traditional owner manages the island's Adda Rock campsite near Point Lookout, which was transferred from the Redlands Shire Council into the hands of the local Aboriginal corporation. Ms. Muet comes from a long line of Quadamooka people who inhabited the pristine island as early as 25,000 years ago. The Quadamooka Yoaluba Rabi Aboriginal Corporation, Kayak, has run the island's 8 campsites for the past 5 years with the help of government investment vehicle Indigenous Business Australia, IBA, but it has been able to buy out the IBA's $7 million investment. It is a timely move in the wake of a changing economic climate on the island, following the Queensland government's recent ban on sand mining. The $70 million industry, which propped up the local economy, will close in 2019, taking with it dozens of employees based on the island. Kayak Chief Executive Cameron Costello said he and other traditional owners were keen to expand the business to fill the gap in the local economy. Being able to go to a campground where you're actually welcomed in the first instance, when you pick up the phone, by an actual traditional owner, it's an unusual experience and one that people are really gravitating to, Mr. Costello said. Mr. Costello said the camping business hired mostly local Indigenous people, many of whom were Quadamooka descendants, as housekeepers, groundskeepers and rangers. Where we were previously excluded from economic opportunities and excluded from caring for country, now we're empowered to invite people onto country. The Kayak has already built permanent tent-like eco-cabins or glampig tents at the Adda Rock campground and is expanding the glampig setup, where guests can stay in luxury teepee-style tents for up to $350 a night in peak periods. IBA Chairman Eddie Fry said the Quadamooka takeover was a good investment and a success story. As we got closer and closer to exiting the investment, it was very clear that the Quadamooka people had become very efficient at what they were doing, Mr. Fry said. There's a very real chance of the Quadamooka people getting a very nice return on their investment. The Kayak also plans to expand 2 of its campgrounds as part of a Queensland government strategy to transition the island away from sand mining and into a majority tourist economy.